Good morning, you guys. Just left the gym. It was a pretty okay workout, not great, but good. I'm glad I was there. I ended up actually getting a chiropractic adjustment yesterday, and they adjusted my shoulder again. So therefore, I didn't want to go ham because I was working out chest, so using my shoulders. And really, the only other workout I could do today was arms, which to an extent you're still using your shoulders. And I hate arm day. I'll admit it. Arm day is like, bruh. But you got to do it, because if not, you'll be this muscular beast with tiny little spaghetti arms. Anyway, yeah. So honestly, when I started this video, I'm like, what do I talk about today? And I was waiting for inspiration as I'm walking. I mean, there's always so many directions I can go. Okay, so I got the share for today, and it is: don't be trying to change the outside world to make you feel better about yourself. The outside world, whether it is evil, normal, pleasant, the opinions, whatever they are, or the thinking or the actions around you, the people around you have nothing to do with you. You control what you receive from others outside. And if something rubs you the wrong way, then you should really take it and go, why does this rub me the wrong way? Is it the person who was delivering it? Is it that there's some truth in what the person is saying who said it? And I don't want to admit that, because then that means that I need to change something. Or a plethora of other things. But the point is, if something rubs you the wrong way, you should analyze it, because you got to ask yourself why, so that therefore there's nothing you're missing from that situation. And then take what you're going to learn from it and move on. But, everybody's different. Everybody has a different perspective. Most people, when they say something to you or around you or about something that, that you've chosen in your lifestyle, it's from their perspective. They haven't walked in your shoes. They don't have the goals that you do, whatever it is. But we're in a world that is being very radical about trying to fix everybody around them. And there's more focus on that. Things you shouldn't say, things that are offensive, things that there's these parameters that are being built to try to not offend anybody. Which at the end of the day, if you open your mouth, you're going to offend somebody. I am sure some of these videos have offended somebody. Period. With how there's no gray for me. It's black and white. Either you're going to get out of debt and win with money, or you're going to go down the road that these scamming behind credit card companies and all these people want you to do. And if you think you can beat the system and only spend on a credit card what you would have spent on a debit or cash, then hello, you need a wake-up call. There, I might have offended somebody. That's the truth. If you're okay with the fact that you're overspending on a credit card, cool, but you got to make a choice. You can't call something that's yellow blue. I am at the place where I am trying to call something yellow and be unashamed about that. If somebody gets offended at just speaking the truth, at reading statistics, at looking at the numbers, then that's a they problem, not a me problem. But I say all of that to say, not to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to make these videos and offend people, blah, 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 blah. Again, I know I'm going to offend somebody. But it's about just the focus. Don't focus on what people around you should say or shouldn't say or how they should treat you. Focus on what in you needs to be improved, changed. And if something rubs you the wrong way, ask yourself why. It might be that the other person is a horrible person, and maybe you should not listen to their opinion. And there are people like that. But it also might be that there's something in you. It struck a chord, and there's something in you. Maybe you have an issue with the type of figure that spoke that way, because you got mommy-daddy issues. Maybe you got an issue with what they said, because there is some truth to it. There is some changes you need to make in your life. Or there is some acknowledgments. If you don't want to make the change, then acknowledge that maybe what you are doing is not the best for you. But you've chosen it, and that's okay. But you got to acknowledge it. So the point is, don't depend on the outside world to make you feel good about yourself. It's all you can't that's never going to fix anything. There'll always be a reason to be offended. It's about looking at yourself and what you can improve, what you can change, what you're okay with, what you're happy about, what your goals are. That's what it's about. And that should be the focus. Period. And at the end of the day, I've said it. Your goals may not be pipe dream, super huge goals, but they might make you happy, and that's okay. These videos are for you to go, hey, what do I want? And what do I want that's not influenced by the opinions of others? Like, what do I truly want deep down inside? And I mean, sometimes you gotta peel back some layers, because there's things you think you truly want deep down inside and you didn't realize that it comes from wanting to please somebody, as you've heard in other videos. So I share all that to say two things. One, I want to call things what they are. And if somebody doesn't like it, that's not my problem. But at the same time, I'm trying to give you tools on how to win in life. And one of the things that is very important is to try to not be offended. Like, offense only gets you down. Nothing happens to the other person who offended you. Like, offense only throws you off. So, how do you live not offended? Well, one of the ways, there's a lot, and a lot of it needs to be some internal decision making for you. And trying to always spot the things that strike a chord and ask yourself why. But one of the ways is to remember and realize that when somebody says something, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. The things that I'm sharing in these videos has to do with me, my experience, what I've been through, what I've learned, sharing, trying to scream out the mountaintops so that you guys can have tools to succeed, so that you guys don't fall into the potholes that I've fallen in. But anyway, that's the direction I want to head in today. Take control of your emotions. Oh, and here's the best example that I actually gave somebody who calls me for advice often, and it resonated. This is what offense looks like, or insult or whatever from somebody, right? If somebody has a turd, sorry for being graphic, in their hand, and that's, let's say, somebody having a bad opinion of you or saying something negative about you, whatever, and they go, here's the turd, here, take it, grab it from my hand. Are you gonna grab that turd? No, you're gonna slap that hand off. You're gonna be like, psh, and the turd's gonna fly on the floor. So that's the whole point. If somebody got something to say that ain't for you, that's an insult, that's negative, you know what I'm saying? All you have to do is literally decide not to receive it. And don't receive it. Don't receive it. It's not yours. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, so that, again, keeping yourself humble, keeping yourself aware that there's things you may need to change and improve, sure, whatever. And just making sure you are able to look inside without fear, right? Because it's not a value problem when you have mistakes or issues. It's not a value problem. Like, God's love doesn't change for you. But to look inside and see where can you improve, that's fine. But otherwise, there are people handing turds out all day. All day. There are people, again, through their perspective, through their insecurities, through their issues, just handing turds out. Free turds. Free turds. And what you gonna do? You're gonna slap that hand, bam, knock that turd right out of their hand on the floor. It ain't yours. You're not gonna receive it. So, I know I'm colorful. Anyway, those are my 2 cents. Alright? If you don't want my pennies, slap it. But take what works for you. And what doesn't, that's cool too. Adios. Make it a great one.